So, I was thinking that I actually feel bad for Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota, and I'm probably the only person in this room who feels bad for Tim Walz because he's actually got, in a lot of ways, the hardest job in American politics. He's got to go around the country and try to pretend that Kamala Harris is fit to serve as president of these United States. And you think about it, what Governor Tim Walz has to do, and we should, I know we've got a lot of church-going folks in this room, and we love you. We're thrilled to have you. We ought to spare a prayer for Governor Tim Walz, because think about it. This guy's got to go around and pretend that Kamala Harris isn't the cause of the inflation and the affordability crisis affecting American families. He's got to go around and pretend that even though Kamala Harris said she was going to open the border, he's got to pretend that she somehow cares about border security. And he's got to pretend that the vice president who presided over the most chaotic situation in the world is somehow going to be a president of peace and prosperity. He's also got to pretend that Kamala Harris actually has ideas for how to govern the United States of America. I've actually got, in a lot of ways, I've got the easiest job in American politics, because all that I have to do is remind people that Donald J. Trump was the president of peace and the president of prosperity. I get to remind people that when Donald J. Trump was president, inflation was at 1.5%. That's pretty good. I get to remind people that when Donald Trump was president, we had the fastest rising take-home pay in a generation in the United States of America. And I get to remind the American people that when Donald J. Trump was president, the border was secure and our country was safe. Now, the thing about Kamala Harris, and I will, you didn't expect me to be bipartisan today, but here I am saying something nice about Governor Tim Walz and something nice about Kamala Harris. The thing that she does have going for her is that every time she does an interview, I think that we gain about 100,000 votes for the Trump ticket. And the reason is because Kamala, when she doesn't have a teleprompter in front of her, she actually sometimes, by mistake, will tell the truth. Because the entire narrative of Kamala Harris's campaign is that she has nothing to do with the policies of Joe Biden, even though she's the sitting vice president of the United States. The narrative of the Kamala campaign is that she had nothing to do with the rising inflation, even though she cast the deciding vote on trillions of dollars of new spending. Even though Kamala Harris came into office bragging that she was going to undo Donald Trump's border policies, she has got to somehow convince the American people that she had nothing to do with it, even though there's clips of her on TV saying that she wanted to undo Donald Trump's border policies. So that's the truth about Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is more of the same, more of the broken border policies, more of the unaffordable groceries and unaffordable housing, more of the broken leadership. And I think that we ought to say to Kamala Harris, you are fired. Go back to San Francisco where you belong. We want a real president.